Hey guys, it is Julie here with JT Wealth. In today's video, we are taking a look at which stock is looking like a strong buy as it pivots into the EV market. So let's get into it. All right, guys, welcome back and thank you so much for being here. Like I said, today we are looking at a stock that is beginning to become more of an interesting buying opportunity if you're looking for some growth related to the booming EV market. And no, this is not some hot new EV company that has just come to market. This company has actually been around for over 100 years. And that company is none other than General Motors. And please don't click away right now. I know that GM does not sound like an exciting hot stock opportunity, but in today's video, we are going to highlight some of the big steps that this giant automaker is taking towards the electric vehicle market. So we are going to take a look at some of these updates and their newest technology, plus take a look at what analysts are predicting for their stock's future. And just before we get into all of that, this is just your friendly reminder that if you enjoy today's video, make sure you hit that thumbs up and leave your thoughts in the comments down below. Also, don't forget to check out some of the links in our description, which includes a link to my Patreon page, which will get you access to our Discord chat group. Plus, if you like free stocks, Webull is giving away 4 free stocks right now for signing up and funding a new investment account. So make sure to take a look. All right, now let's get right into General Motors, starting off with their stock, which trades under the ticker GM and is currently right at that $45 per share price point. Now, they have seen some steady growth over this past year. Now, today on January 11th, GM just launched their brand new GM.com website, which includes their new GM brand identity and wants to share the story of their electrification. Along with this came GM's brand new logo. Now, this is the first significant change to GM's blocky blue emblem since 1964, and only the 5th logo change for the automaker in 113 years. Now, in regards to their plans for electric vehicles, General Motors said in November of 2020 that it plans to offer 30 all-electric models globally by mid-decade or 2025 as part of its efforts to tackle climate change. It raised its financial commitment to electric vehicles or EVs and autonomous vehicles to $27 billion through 2025, which was up from the $20 billion it planned before the onset of the pandemic. So it said that by 2025, they would launch 30 EVs around the world, and more than 2/3 would be available in North America. Now, one big advantage that General Motors has over some of these newer startup EV companies is that GM is already a well-established business and has been selling vehicles for a very long time. CEO Mary Barra said that GM will realize $2 billion in cost efficiencies from shared engineering, manufacturing, marketing, and corporate cost. Cash flow from GM operations will fund an accelerated $7 billion in their EV investment through 2025, while still allowing GM to reinstate their dividend in 2021. Barra also said that GM's flexible Ultium EV architecture has helped cut vehicle development time by nearly 50%, and we're going to get back on that Ultium platform here right away. So she said the launch of the Cadillac Lyriq has been moved up to the first half of 2022, about 9 months earlier than initially announced. GM will speed up the launch timing of 12 EV models, some by as much as 40 months. So that is over 3 years sooner than expected for some of their models, which is a pretty considerable update to their launch timing. One exciting piece of news is that CEO Mary Barra will be a keynote speaker tomorrow on January 12th at the CES, or Consumers Electronics Show. Her opening keynote address will share a closer look at GM's transformational strategy to advance mobility for communities around the world. Laying the foundation for an all-electric future is just the beginning. Now, when you think of GM and their stock, you don't instantly go to EV company, and their stock price reflects that. While GM says that it's headed for the front of the pack, it is still priced like an underdog. As of January 8th, GM had a $61.6 billion market cap compared to $834 billion for Tesla, despite having roughly 4 times the sales of Tesla in the last quarter. Now, of course, those earnings did come from the sales of vehicles with internal combustion engines, or ICE, and that is a business which Morgan Stanley analyst Adam Jones describes as a melting ice cube, destined for a long-term decline. Wall Street analysts have actually argued in recent months that GM should spin off its Ultium electric vehicle operations to get a more proper valuation. The Deutsche Bank Rosner has said that a spin-off of EV operations could fetch a value of $20 to $100 billion while easing access to capital and top talent. On that note, let's take a closer look at their Ultium platform. According to GM, its versatile Ultium platform provides the building blocks for everything, from mass market to high-performance vehicles. Ultium-based EVs, when produced, will be capable of driving ranges up to 450 miles on a full charge, higher than expected earlier, and GM projects that a second-generation Ultium pack, which is expected mid-decade, will cost 60% less than the batteries in use today, with twice the energy density expected. With a modular, flexible design and a common cell across different vehicle types, the battery is the heart of the Ultium system. With the system using cells stacked vertically for pickups and SUVs or horizontally for performance vehicles, it allows them to build electric vehicles for every customer and segment. And GM will be the first automaker to use an almost completely wireless battery management system for their EVs. The system will power multiple types of EVs from a common set of battery components and make their batteries easier to reuse for second life applications. As far as charging stations go, GM and EVgo plan to triple the size of the largest public fast charging network in the nation by adding more than 2,700 new fast chargers over the next 5 years, and these stations will be completely powered by renewable energy. As far as EV vehicles available from GMC, we do have the 2020 Chevrolet Bolt EV, and in the fall of 2021, we have the GMC Hummer EV, and then coming in 2022, we have the Cadillac Lyriq, which is an all-electric luxury SUV that seamlessly connects heart to mind, soul to body, and human to machine. But that's not all. GM is also making moves into autonomous driving. Meet the Cruise Origin. Removing the steering wheel, rear view mirror, pedals, and more result in something entirely new, an experience purely designed around the riders, and one that will be built at one of GM's most advanced assembly plants in North America, Factory Zero. The Cruise Origin is the product of a multi-year collaboration with GM and investor Honda that is designed for a ride-sharing service. And as I mentioned, the Origin is being produced at Factory Zero, which is GM's first fully dedicated electric vehicle assembly plant. The plant is being transformed into one of the most modern automotive plants in the country. The name Factory Zero reflects the significant role the facility plays in advancing their vision of a world with zero crashes, zero emissions, and zero congestion. Some of the first vehicles built at the plant will be the GMC Hummer EV and the Cruise Origin. Now, on top of the shuttle-like Cruise Origin, they also have an autonomous driving car called the Cruise AV. So this all-electric autonomous Cruise AV is testing on the streets of San Francisco right now to help transform ride-sharing as well as deliveries. Okay, now I know that was a ton of information and updates in regards to GM and their different vehicles and platforms. So now let's get into what all of this means for GM's stock. Virtually every pure EV stock on the market is trading at bubble valuations, yet none of these EV stocks have the cash flow of a legacy ICE business to fund their next generation EV and AV technology. Not only is GM stock undervalued compared to other EV stocks, it's significantly undervalued compared to the rest of the market. GM stock trades at about a 70% discount to the S&P 500's forward earnings multiple of 24.1. Outside of the EV market, one other thing that will help strengthen GM's stock is their continued success with their traditional pickup trucks. And this should be reflected in their next upcoming earnings report, which is next month on February 10th. GM's 2020 performance in the full-size truck market validated its leaders' confidence. Domestic deliveries of the Chevy Silverado jumped 10% year over year last quarter. For the full year, GM and its dealers delivered nearly 600,000 Silverados in the US. Including the GMC Sierra, GM delivered 847,110 full-size trucks in the US last year. Not only was that a full 50% ahead of Ram, it also pushed the General past Ford as the top full-size truck seller in the country. So with all of that being said, what do analysts think of the GM stock? Well, the GM stock comes in as a strong buy with 11 buy ratings and just one hold. The average price target is nearly $52 per share, which is just above a 15% potential upside. Looking at the detailed list of analysts over the last 3 months, our one hold rating does have a negative potential return, but our highest is from a 4-star analyst, John Murphy at Merrill Lynch, for $65 per share, which would be about a 44% potential upside. Personally, I think over the next little while, as we see GM start to share more and more of its plans to go electric, we might see some more analysts updating these price targets as well. So there we have a lot of updates regarding General Motors and their shift towards the electric market. And no, this stock is not going to suddenly blow up 500% like some of those other exciting EV companies, but I think it could be a really solid long-term growth play, and we could start to see some exciting growth as this company pivots to keep up with the times. Of course, I always love hearing from you guys, so make sure to leave your thoughts in the comments down below. What do you think of GM, and how successful do you think they're going to be as they try to shift into EVs? Keep in mind that these videos are never a suggestion to buy or sell any specific stock and are just meant for information and entertainment purposes. Always be sure to do your own research and due diligence before making any investment decision. If you made it all the way to the end of the video, make sure you hit that thumbs up and that you're subscribed to the channel as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day, and cheers.